and go to the next video that will kind of put some context about our treasonous president, and then we'll take it on the other side. Listen to Malcolm Nance, and then we'll be on the other side.
I'm old enough to remember when the former president of this country tried to bribe and blackmail President Zelensky to say, we will withhold military assistance from you if you don't give us dirt on the man who is now president of the United States. Wrap all of that around for me and tell me where you think all of this stands, given Zelensky's challenge and Putin's seeming irrationality.
Let's go back to the fundamentals of Donald Trump's first impeachment. He was impeached because there were 1,000 Javelin missiles and defense funds which were going to be released to the government of Ukraine, and Donald Trump extorted President Zelensky, essentially said, I will not give you these funds and resources to defend your nation for this day, the day that has arrived, if you do not make up a false story and come out and say your prosecutors are investigating Joe Biden. So we have come full circle on this story. Of course, that didn't happen. Donald Trump was impeached. He wasn't convicted. But we've gotten to the point where those Javelin missiles are actually flying today, destroying Russian tanks, and are critical to the defense of that country. Look, I may look a little haggard. I just stepped off the airplane from Kyiv, but I know that army is fighting. And they are fighting for their lives. They took back a critical airfield, the Antonov test strip out in Hodomil, just northeast of the city, which was critical for the Russians to take to carry out their assault on Kyiv. They did that because they sacrificed their lives. They went out and they fought. The Russians are not going to have a cakewalk. I hear many people say U.S. intelligence is telling us that they're going to be able to take that country in 7 days. I've driven every inch of that country except to Luhansk, and I can tell you right now, there is no way they're going to take that country in 7 days. I've already had people when I was out west in Lviv ask, hey, how do explosively formed projectile improvised explosive devices, right? The copper disc that terrorized the U.S. Army in Iraq and Afghanistan. How are those made? I mean, they are forming an insurgency that is going to be backed up by whatever remains of the army. And Russia, well, what are they going to do? They can't sit in their tanks at every crossroad. They will be ambushed every day. And in fact, there's actually a statue at the War Memorial in Patriot Park of the partisans who fought the Nazis for years in Ukraine. So Vladimir Putin has bitten off way more than he can chew. And as you said, and again, I'd be interested in hearing Keir's view. What is the end game here? A Russian oblast, a neighborhood of Moscow? That will be fascinating.
That indeed would be fascinating. Again, Donald Trump was the one who withheld the defense that these guys would have. I mean, likely as likely again, because, I think what was expected was that Mr. Trump would have been reelected president, and then Putin would just walk into the breadbasket of Europe, which is Ukraine, and take it over. And Trump's hatred for Zelensky would have come out, and he said, well, Zelensky brought it upon himself, and he needed have been to be invaded to protect the citizens. Because, the one thing that these two have in common is that they're autocrats. They're great liars. I mean, every other word likely out of their vocabulary are lies. And as you all know, well, liars ultimately get caught.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.